Hey y'all, it's Josh McQueen here. I'm a guide for Mad River Outfitters, and today I'm just going to show you a basic high stick nymphing setup so that you can get started nymphing for steelhead. Okay, so what I want to show you guys today is a basic rig, just using a handful of materials here that you can get on madriveroutfitters.com that we can use for if you're just getting started out steelhead fishing. You know, there's many ways that you can catch steelhead on a fly rod, whether you're swinging or stripping streamers or nymphing, but I find this the most basic, simple way and probably the most effective way to catch steelhead in the Great Lakes tributaries. So we're going to start out here coming right off of our fly line, and this can be you know, like a Rio switch line or any weight forward fly line that you're going to use for steelhead, but as long as it's a weight forward floating fly line, that's what we want. We're going to start right there with some 30-pound amnesia made by Sunset, and we like to use this because it's extremely durable, abrasion resistant, real soft stuff that can be, you know, straightened out very easily for this rig, and it's really going to help that rig kind of tilt over as you roll cast in and kind of get that weight in there faster. We like how it kind of goes limp instead of laying level in. It kind of tends to fall straight down into the water and gets that rig set up a lot faster. So I'm going to use a 4-foot piece of this amnesia, and you can either tie a loop and connect it loop to loop if you have a loop on your fly line, or you can even just take, this is such thick stuff that we can just come in here and just tie it directly. For the sake of this video, I'll just do an improved clinch knot right to the loop of that fly line and connect my amnesia. 4-foot piece of this, and I'm going to go straight down into some Maxima 12-pound ultra green. A little thicker diameter in the Maxima. The reason I want to use that for my next section, this is going to be the section that your weights are going to be on, and that's going to be down there digging in that gravel, digging in those rocks. So it's a little more abrasion resistant. So we just want to make sure that we have that some sort of heavier diameter abrasion resistant line for our weights to sit on in the middle of this as we taper down through this rig that's not going to get chewed up by those rocks. I'm just going to take a all bright connection here, make this real fast and simple. And this section of this 12-pound, we'll always do it just right exactly at 3 feet should be good enough. Go ahead and just trim our tags off of there. Make that nice and straight. And it, you know, it doesn't have to be exact, but approximately right at the 3-foot mark. That's about 3 feet right there. And then we'll connect that right into the tippet that our flies are going to go on. And so for this, I'm just going to use some Scientific Anglers freshwater. This will be 2X, so 9.8 pound. And I'll just use an all-bright connection here as well for the connecting the 12-pound to the connecting that Maxima down to that SA freshwater tippet. The Scientific Anglers freshwater tippet is really, really strong, even at a super small diameter. The diameter is really, really small on the 2X, 3X, 1X. All these is really, really good. So super low visibility, but real, real strong, tough stuff. We'll trim those tags and go off into here on my first fly. I can go anywhere from, 12 to 20 inches. And that's just more based on what do I want to do with the, whether water speed, depth, all that. But right around, we got about a 16, so yeah, about a 16-inch piece here. We'll just take that and we'll tie it to our first fly. A lot of times, it's legal for us in Lake Erie region to run 2 flies. In Ohio, at some places like New York, it's only legal to 1 fly, so you can just tie your 1 fly on, maybe around 15 to 20 inches. For a 2 fly setup, the most important thing is whether you're going to run 2 eggs, run your larger, heavier pattern up front, or if you're running a nymph and an egg, always run that nymph up front. You want that heavier fly to be up front in the rig. So we'll just go ahead and tie a nymph on here, just a little bead head. And if I'm running a tandem rig, then I'll just tie another 15 or so to 20-inch piece of tiffet to the bend of the fly. So I would tie another piece right here to the bend of this fly. And I'll just use an improved clinch knot to tie on these flies as well. There's about 16, 17 inches again. And we'll just tie on a scrambled egg pattern. Now the knot connection between the heavier diameter Maxima line and my SA tippet, that knot's important for 2 reasons. One, that's my breaking point, so if I snag on a rock or something with my flies or a log, hopefully I can pop, and if I lose my flies, I can pop that rig out of there and at least get my weights and my indicator back. So it's a good breaking point for that reason, and it's also a shot seat is the most important thing. And what I mean by that is that's going to keep that split shot from sliding down onto those flies. It's going to keep it the same distance no matter what. So I usually just carry these Water Gremlin BBs. There's other good shot sizes too, but with the BBs, I typically find myself running between 1 and 4 of these, depending on water speed and depth. Typically 2 to 3, I would say. If it's real slow, not super deep, even 1 of them. So there's my shot sitting right on my shot seat. And then I'm going to take this airlock indicator, and I'm always going to put my indicator right up on that amnesia. And so with that 4 feet of amnesia, that's where I can get my depth adjustment of the rig. Set that indicator at different depths. And of course, with these airlocks, it's real super easy to just loosen that cap up and slide that indicator up and down that amnesia to get the different depth adjustment on my indicator rig. And that's it. That's a basic nymphing rig for high stick nymphing, steelhead in the Great Lakes tributaries. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.